The phone buzzed, a seemingly innocent vibration that shattered my world. It was a sound I had heard countless times before, but this time it felt different. It felt ominous. My wife, usually so cautious, had left her phone unlocked. It was unlike her, almost as if she wanted me to see it, to discover the truth she had been hiding. A single notification, glaring and accusatory, blinked on the screen. It was a message that would change everything. Can't wait for tonight, babe. You're intoxicating. The words were like a dagger to my heart, each one twisting deeper into my soul. The sender? Mark Davies, her boss. My stomach lurched. I felt a wave of nausea wash over me as I tried to process what I was seeing. It wasn't the first time I'd harbored suspicions. There had been signs, subtle hints that something was amiss. The late nights at the office, the unexplained absences, the vague excuses that never quite added up, the expensive gifts she brushed off as corporate rewards. I had wanted to believe her, to trust her, but deep down, I knew something was wrong. But seeing his name, his words, confirmed my worst fears. It was undeniable proof that my wife was having an affair. The life I cherished, the love I believed in, crumbled around me. Everything I thought I knew was a lie. That night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling, my mind racing with thoughts of betrayal and heartbreak, my wife's rhythmic breathing a cruel mockery of my own ragged breaths. How could she sleep so peacefully while my world was falling apart? I felt like a ghost, invisible in my own home, my own marriage. The walls that once held our love now felt like a prison. Every shared laugh, every intimate moment now felt tainted, poisoned by betrayal. The memories that once brought joy now brought only pain. I wanted to scream, to confront her, to demand answers. But what good would it do? The damage was already done. But a strange calmness washed over me. I realized that I needed to approach this with a clear mind. This wasn't the time for rash actions. I needed to think, to strategize, to figure out my next move. I couldn't let my emotions dictate my actions. Mark Davies, with his expensive suits and condescending smirk, thought he was winning. He thought he had everything under control. He was about to learn just how wrong he was. I was not going to let him destroy my life without a fight. Mark Davies was the epitome of corporate arrogance. He was the kind of man who walked into a room and expected everyone to bow to his presence. His confidence was not just palpable, it was overwhelming, almost suffocating. He exuded an air of entitlement, of being untouchable. It was as if the rules that applied to everyone else simply didn't apply to him. He moved through the office like a king surveying his kingdom, his every step a declaration of his self-proclaimed superiority. At company events, he draped his arm around my wife, his eyes holding a knowing glint. It wasn't just a casual gesture. It was a calculated move, a way to assert his dominance. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he enjoyed every second of it. He never acknowledged me directly, as if I were beneath his notice. It was as if I was invisible, a mere shadow in his grand scheme. His dismissive attitude was a constant reminder of my supposed insignificance in his eyes. He relished in flaunting his wealth, his power. Every new acquisition was another trophy, another symbol of his success. He'd make sure everyone knew about his latest purchase, whether it was a luxury car or an exotic vacation. He'd brag about his latest acquisitions, a yacht, a vineyard, a private jet. Each boast was a reminder of the vast chasm between his world and mine. It was as if he derived pleasure from highlighting the disparity, all purchased with the money he squeezed out his employees. Out of people like me, we were the cogs in his machine, the ones who toiled away to make his dreams a reality, while our own dreams were put on hold. Each boast felt like a personal attack, a reminder of his hold over my wife, over my life. It was as if he took pleasure in my discomfort, in the power he wielded over me. His every word, every gesture was a calculated move in his game of dominance. One evening, he cornered me at a work function. There was no escape, no way to avoid the confrontation. His presence was overwhelming, his intentions clear. He leaned in, his breath reeking of expensive whiskey and feigned concern. His voice was low, almost a whisper, but the menace in his tone was unmistakable. "Your wife," he began, his voice a low murmur. "She's a real go-getter. ambitious. I admire that in a woman. His words were laced with insinuation, each syllable dripping with smug satisfaction. His words dripped with insinuation, with the smug satisfaction of a predator toying with its prey. It was a game to him, a twisted game of power and control. I wanted to wipe the smirk off his face, to expose him for the fraud he was. The anger bubbled up inside me, a seething rage that threatened to spill over. But I held my tongue, letting the anger simmer, waiting for the right moment to unleash it. I knew that confronting him now would be futile. I needed to bide my time, to wait for the perfect opportunity, to strike back. The seed of vengeance, once planted, took root in my soul, festering like a wound that refused to heal. It grew with each passing day, nourished by my anger and pain. I observed Davies, learning his routines, his weaknesses, his every move. He was a creature of habit, predictable in his arrogance, a man who believed himself untouchable. He thrived on control, on illusion of power, wielding it like a weapon to keep others in line. I discovered his Achilles heel, his meticulously crafted public image, a fragile mask he wore to hide his true self. He built his career on a facade of philanthropy and ethical business practices, fooling everyone around him, a facade I intended to shatter, exposing the rot beneath the surface. My plan wouldn't be driven by blind rage, but by cold, calculated precision. Like a master chess player plotting each move, I spent hours researching, plotting, turning my pain into a weapon, a tool for justice. I delved into his past, uncovering a trail of shady dealings and questionable business practices, each discovery fueling my resolve. I gathered evidence, compiling it meticulously like a hunter patiently stalking its prey, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Each piece of information, each incriminating document fueled my resolve, strengthening my determination. This wasn't just about my wife's infidelity anymore. It had grown into something much larger, a quest for truth and justice. This was about exposing Mark Davies for the hypocrite he truly was, revealing the man behind the mask. It was about dismantling his empire of lies, brick by brick, until there was nothing left but the truth. So guys, if you all liked today's story, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you for watching.